with welcoming newcomers. So, if you are joining this call for the first time and haven't introduced yet, this is your chance. You can sound off and give a quick introduction. And if you got webcams, don't be shy. You just need to have a t-shirt on. So, feel free to open your webcams. So, who's new? Who would like to go first and say hi? Lots of new folks today.
Oh, Sandra, what's that? You'd like to say hi? Well, that would be great. Yeah, please take a moment. What's your favorite color? Where are you calling in from?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So my name is Sandra Ashipala. I'm currently calling from Namibia, Southwest Africa. I relocated back about 2 years ago from Germany, where I did my studies. And I've been looking for a full-time job since graduating and just figuring out where I want to make a significant contribution to within the field of computer science. In the meantime, while I'm looking, I discovered open source about in April, and I've been looking at converting my front end development passion in and transferring my skills into the DevOps field, where I feel more excited about. And I came across, after searching and searching, Meshery project. What caught my attention was the community engagement from Lee, who is seemingly the head, and the many contributors, the feedback from within the Slack community. And I was like, this seems like a welcoming, engaging, collaborative community. And I looked at the repo, and fair enough, I've been very interested and very, very eager to make first contribution. I think I asked for my first assignment yesterday. Favorite color? Could say crimson.
Oh, sweet. I don't think, and that's a first. No one's ever said crimson. So that's a, by the way, when someone's kind of a brown noser when they say, oh, green, kind of like the green in Meshery. Yeah, like that green.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very cool. Okay. Well, you have to let us know if you end up getting that assignment, and if you end up getting traction. So let's go on. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. It's good. We'll have to exchange the 3 German words that I know. All right. Oh, great. Who else is new? Gaurav, I didn't mean to take it over from what you
Yeah, that's totally fine.
So did Saddam? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hi guys.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Yeah, it's very nice to be on this call, and I actually joined last week in the community. And yeah, I also happened to stumble upon the Meshery project and found it very engaging, as well as I thought that it would be a good place to learn more as well as practice, because recently, since last month, I took on the mission to contribute more to open source. I had done project developments before, but I really wanted to do more of GitHub and open source contributions, because I thought that would actually progress me further in my journey. So that's why I started contributing more and more, and I have been contributing almost every day, wherever I can and whenever possible. And Meshery has been a great place to contribute. I got some issues assigned. I got one issue assigned that I am going to talk about today, which is converting index.js and setting.js to functional components from class-based components, which I just did like yesterday. And I also got a UX issue assigned by Lee. I think it was the organization level README profile that he was talking about. So yeah, I am very excited to work on that as well. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying this community and what you guys are doing here. And yeah, thank you so much for having me as well. Yeah.
That's great. Nice to have you too, Sadil. Thanks for joining the call. Hope you'll definitely enjoy. All right. So I guess next was Saddam, right?
Um, Hi guys, I have joined the community last week. I feel this community is very responsive and responding to any queries that I have posting in Slack or any workspace. Most of the community members are responding to any queries. I think I have not found any community which is very engaging in responding to any other queries. So I feel to work to contribute more for this community. Thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Nice words. And yeah, 100 points to community then. Cool. All right. So we are about 15 minutes into this meeting. So anyone else who's left, feel free to interrupt me or say hi in chat, write down a quick introduction. And with that, I think it's time to start with today's topics. So first up on top of the list, we are celebrating 3,000 stars for Meshery. And I'll quickly share the link in chat. So our next goal is to hit 5,000 stars before KubeCon North America 2023. So how this can be happen? Like it can be happen from your contributors only. So you please feel free to share this project with your friends, family, anywhere. I have shared the link in chat. So let's make this 5,000 before KubeCon North America. All right. Okay, so moving up next, we have an update from Abid on Notification Center. So Abid would like to take the stage.
Yeah, sure. So there has been recent enhancements to the notification center, like it's been a work in progress from I think last week. There have been some great enhancement on the backend thanks to there. Now we have proper persistence support that previously it was hacky on the client. Now it's properly done on backend. We also got new GraphQL subscription support for the events, and so the new UI enhancements are regarding that. We have implemented those backend changes and also like changed the whole UI to like the new once, and there has been other like UI modifications and new paradigms have been coming. Like we have now this search-based filtering. Previously, there was no filtering, so like it's just like kind of the GitHub style filtering. We can type in and it will autocomplete for us, and we can then just filter on it, and it shows them here as chips, and we can also filter using these buttons. They will are kind of like global filters, so like to get it quickly done. And we also changed the presentation of the error description. How is presentation now is like it shows all the details related to the errors. And we also like the pagination is currently now an infinite scroll, so there's no page buttons or anything, so it will continue to go. And another thing that I really want to talk about is we now finally have support for status for, like we can now mark it as read or unread, and it just works now. So it will also reflect here on like the count number here, and we can also delete notifications because they are now persisted on backend, so we can have support for delete and share. Apart from like the UI, how it's currently implemented using like persistence is on backend, and the client state is managed using Redux and RTK query. I have included that. We were not using Redux and Redux toolkit and RTK on Meshery, so it's actually currently just specific to this notification center because like it is the state management is otherwise colliding if we just currently implement in the rest of like because we need to migrate to like Redux toolkit for the rest, and it's a good issue to start working on. And like previously, there were some contributors who wanted to like refactor the APIs, and that's now we can do that with RTK query because we have started using that. And like we also have optimistic updates. Like if we want to delete, it will get deleted here because it's like some status manager on client. Then the request gets sent, like the post or delete request gets sent, and we don't wait for it. We can just reflect the change here. Like if we mark it as red, it would be sent. Like it would change the status here. So like these have are the changes for the like notification center. So any feedback or any questions?
Yeah, great work, Abid. Nice to see the new notification center. And I just want to know that when you have just applied filter like severity error and another filter severity informational. So it should disappear after when we press enter. Like if we enter like severity error, so it will be appear as chip and it will be removed from the above search bar. So
No,
it
actually,
will be
that would conflict with how the state is managed. Like we can actually like go back from here, and it will show back as like it's like how this like I've copied it from like GitHub. So they also do it like this because it helps to manage the state, and we can always go back and like clear it from here. So it
okay.
remains like in this also, like we can just change it from here quickly. Like if we want to just change it to error, we don't have to type it all here. We can just change it to error and again press enter and it will reflect here. Like these are both severity errors. So it will just show one. It's then represented as a set. So that prevents for duplicates, but we can also have multiple, like if we do severity and we took a warning and it will then show both of them error and warning, and we can have multiple filters on other, like also like if we do a category and we do a pattern and it should only show us the pattern related errors and it was.
uh,
And we
but
can also do like the global filters, like these are for quick access if you only want to see warnings and you can quickly jump on there. And in this way also it clears. And like when you actually like on the first time, it only shows like there are some filters can be already applied, like when the user comes at first, it will just be unread notifications also only. And these are also only unread, like these are new notes, like I have 2,500 warnings new and zero errors. And here it will only show the warnings, like the topmost severity. And like this one is the archive events, and I will archive an event or mark as like this one is already and mark as red, and this should also change.
yeah,
Now it's
uh,
there. And we can go
uh,
back and just
it,
go into these.
it looks nice. And I would also recommend to increase the padding, horizontal padding, top and bottom. It is a bit uh, small in height wise. Uh, yeah,
On this, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I
And
made Jens go to show more.
yeah,
Yeah, no
uh,
issues.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
also made this like this. The timestamp I made this as for until 24 hours. If the notification is not older than 24 hours, it will just show like this much time ago. And if it's very after that, it should show like hours, like the date of. Otherwise, it was getting confused. Every had like the same date, and like in this way, we know which one is like time is a bit easier to understand like this.
Yeah. I think you haven't added the tooltip right for now. Uh,
No, actually, like I think that was not confirmed. The tooltip that's not added, and also the avatar. I didn't know like where to get the avatar, so I
uh,
didn't look much into that.
Actually,
The like how we are getting.
I was talking about when we hover on the minutes, like the time. It will show the exact time. Like if it is showing 33 minutes ago, then it will show there like 8 dot uh, 33 dot some second and date slash like exact time. That was what I am planning to do with the tooltip right there.
Actually, but that would get confusing having too much of tooltips. Like there is a mock-up for tooltip on like this also like there will be like for everything we should not have like a tooltip. I think like this is like kind of enough to know like the date. I don't know if we need a tooltip. Otherwise, like it's easy to implement.
Yeah.
I just need to have.
That's all. That's all very few. But you have done a great job, Abid.
Thanks. Any other comments from? So anybody can jump in and have suggestions or ask questions.
Yeah, the nice thing about a UI is that, like Abid was saying, everyone that's on the call, it's easy enough for you to have an opinion. All of us use user interfaces like this. And if you've used GitHub, there's some heavy or moderate inspiration from github.com/notifications that's happening here. And so most of you probably will have used an interface very similar to this. So you're most entitled to your opinion. Any other feedback here? While people are thinking, I wanted to ask if if one of those items that is forthcoming is read and unread in terms of the status of the notification.
Yeah, like when the notification comes, it's unread. Like, do you mean that, or
Yeah,
actually?
yeah. Are all of these unread? Oh, I see. I didn't even realize you're filtered on read. So yeah, what is
Yeah, like when it's not filtered, like this one is like both for read and unread, and there's a little bit like to show the user these ones with the thicker, like the border are red ones, like the red, and these are not. We can also filter just on
cool.
the unread ones. This is the default filter when a user jumps in, because they usually want to only see new ones. And the thing is, like whenever an event pops up, it doesn't matter on which filter we will show it here, because otherwise the user might miss the event. So even if I am filtered on only unread or on the info level, if and even error comes up, it will show up here, and also a snack bar, I think, can show that.
Yeah. Quick, as other people are thinking about feedback, if you don't mind showing the, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
If you don't mind showing the expanding a couple of these, maybe some that are complex in nature. Okay, so this is an error and it has probable cause and okay, so we weren't quite able to get away from sort of the heading, like description, details, probable cause. Like, I understand the probable cause and suggested remediation, but
yeah, like these ones can be removed. Like I was also thinking, like just show the actually how the error metadata is structured. That's a bit confusing. Like we have a description.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm going to interrupt just because I realized how much time we're spending on the. But yep, good. I know that there's a lot of thought. Prem, I thought that this wasn't the final design though, so it's, I don't know, something to. Can you click on the actions real quick? Okay. And so we're showing all the social shares by default. It's not a secondary menu. Okay. Got you. Okay. All right. And in mobile view, do we remove the labels on these, or there seems to be a little bit of inconsistency in terms of symmetry of, oh, some actions have icons, some don't. And so maybe that's just a work in progress.
Actually this one was not there on mockup. I just quickly put the I'm thinking to do it like on here, because it should be easy to just mark it as red or something. So that's Pram, you can look into that.
Good. All right. Oh, good. If folks have, this is great, and it's really gonna help. Yash Sharma was just asking about some of these today, so he's quite interested. Good. So next up is Shatil. I'm just trying to move things along, Gaurav.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi guys. So my my PR was that converting index.js and setting.js into functional components. So before they were obviously class-based components. My local setup isn't running yet, but I have run the commands, and I do have some videos from before that they were working. So yeah, so this is, oh, sorry, I haven't shared my screen. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is it okay if I share my screen? Oh yeah,
Yeah, go
I
on.
think you, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sharing, so that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, you can run the video, I guess. That's okay. But then I'll show the code a bit more. Yeah, so this was, I think, index.js. So I did index.js first, and setting.js was done after because it showed some errors, specifically on the index page, especially the part where the different, basically the pie chart, that's the one that which wasn't actually showing at first because of the settings JS, and when you clicked on settings JS, it wasn't quite opening and it was just showing an error. So that's why I did the index JS first. It didn't show any errors and the page UI was working fine. Yeah, as you can see here, the page UI uh, looks pretty fine on the local server. I refreshed it, and after that it didn't show any errors. Everything was working fine. But after that I tried accessing the settings menu, and that's when the errors popped up. Yeah, you'll see in a moment. Yeah, so this is the error that popped up when I tried to access the settings menu. And yeah, basically what it meant was the front page wasn't working. It wasn't on the settings page, but something was wrong with it. And then let me share my screen now. Yeah, I think, yeah. Can you see my screen? Oh yeah, I
Nope,
haven't
not yet.
actually. Yeah. Okay, guys, can you see it now?
It's coming up.
Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Okay.
Yeah, we can now.
Okay, let me know when. Okay. Okay, so this was settings.js after converting. Obviously, it's the functional component. Here we can see we have turned settings into a function and given it some props. And basically, we return the settings Meshery dashboard page. And I have the video around here, I think. Let me show it to you guys. Yeah, my laptop is a bit slow. Settings, yes.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so
fine,
yeah,
Sharil. All right. So
yeah. Can you
the
see
issue
this
that
one?
you were sharing, so yeah, we can see
Yeah,
it
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So this was after converting the settings JS, as you can see, and then I ran the local development server again, and this time it pretty much showed no errors at all. Yeah. So yeah, um, in a moment.
All right. Yeah, I mean, thanks, Sharil, for this. And you have already attached the video.
Yeah. I have actually already attached the
Oh,
video. There are some still issues that I think a test wasn't passing on my PR. So I am looking into it. I think it's a Cypress test that's not passing. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's failing on. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, it's failing on master, so it's not related to your pull request. But yeah,
oh, okay.
still,
So
if you
that's
can look
not
into
an
that,
issue then.
that's fine.
It's sorry,
Okay.
it's been worked on already, so very soon there'll be changes to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, okay. So I didn't actually realize that. I thought that it was on my branch. Yeah. So I guess that's not
All right.
a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Sharil. And since we have a
Yeah.
couple of more class-based to function-based component, I would like to highlight this particular spreadsheet. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
using this spreadsheet for state management implementation tracker when we were moving from MBI 4 to MBI 5. So we'll be tracking all the components, assignees, description, nature of work, and all the components with the PR. So
Okay.
I shared this link in the chat. Make sure you like write down your component on which you're
Okay,
working,
of
your
course.
name, pull request. So all right. And this goes same for other
Yeah, of course.
contributors who
Sure.
are
I'll
working
write it
on
down.
this
Thank
particular
you.
area. All right. Cool. So let's move fast on next item from Ritik and Prem.
I'll share my screen. Yeah. So for little context, like our Meshery project contains like supports more than over more than or over 200 plus integrations, and MeshMap is a extension of our Meshery project, which is used for the which is powerful enough to like to show the visual representation of all these integrations. So we call all the integrations as a models, and these models are divided into a multiple categories. So these are the categories. So like as you can see, I have dropped some two model and each model have different components, and every components have their functionality. So as you can see, like I have dropped two components on the canvas, and both of the components icon looks the same. From this view you can like from the name you can differentiate between these components, but if I zoom out from the canvas, now you can see you can't differentiate between these two components, which one belongs to which. So uh, yes, I will open one of the model here. So okay, so here you can see like we have a lot of components that have the same icons currently in the circle. So this is a call for volunteers for creating new icons for these components. So yeah, so we have created some of the issues on the machine repository. So if you want to contribute to these or you want to start contributing to our project, so you can directly comment down your name onto the any of these issues listed on our machine repository, so that we can assign you easily. Yeah. So yeah, Prem, do you want to add something? So
Yeah, sure. Uh, to make that particular icons that which you are trying to make, you would like to go through Sinospace
yeah.
shapes which will be provided by Ritik. Like this, these are the Sinos. There are nearly 26 space shapes. You can choose any of them, and you and try not to get fancy with colors, and try to stick with white and the brand color. Like if you are using if you are making components for Kubernetes, stick with blue, or like if you are working with Prometheus, stick with orange. And uh, yeah, uh, that's all.
Just to add, like to Prem's comment, we do have all these colors and primary colors and secondary colors mentioned in
Yeah.
our like, mesh model spreadsheet. So we
Uh,
don't need to define it explicitly.
yeah, like so like you for adding to it to the frame. So like if when you are creating the icons, you can the shapes that you are using for the background. So that can be that should be from these shapes that Cytoscape supports. But yeah, you can make these kind of like if support if it's like you can see for the namespace it has some border, but it's a rectangle in shape. So like make sure you use you only these shapes. And yeah, and
and
also like
and also
when you are creating the icons, make sure like you create two versions of it, one the for the colored version, and another one is for the white, because like as you can see here, this one is the colored version, and on this at the background of the components, this blue part is the shape, a cytoscape shape, and over on top of it, this is the white version of the Kubernetes. So yeah.
And remember, if you are choosing a component, then you should must go through the definition, and the icon should resonate with the definition of that particular components. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like if you are like if you are working for an icon for config map show for which is a component of a Kubernetes, so you can directly and if you don't know about that particular component, so you can directly go to the Kubernetes documentation and find that particular component and give it a read so that you can make that icon. And also after when you are done creating the icon, you can directly make a PR or add the file svg file to this new icon folder on the Meshery repository. So all these things are already mentioned in the issues on the Meshery repo. So yeah.
All right. Any good questions for Prem or
Yeah.
Ritik before we move to next item?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, guys. So we just make the icons and add them in that folder, I guess. So there's no further work in that, like just putting them in the folder. That's it.
Yeah, like you can make the PR directly to adding the icon to the folder. We will select from that if that resonate with the component or not. So yeah, if that works,
Okay.
then we will add that to the spreadsheet. So yeah, else we will provide the maintainers or other contributor will provide some context and something reviews on it. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Prem and Ritik.
Yeah, hey,
I just-
real quick, I'm curious. It sounds like there might be a few people that are interested in volunteering there, but just to confirm, is anyone raising their hand? Is anybody wanting to take on identification of different icons or creation of different icons? So Shatil, Rhoda, Victoria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Shatil.
think yeah, I have already been assigned one icon by Gaurav, I think, and yeah, I have done icon designs before, so yeah, I guess it would be easy for me. Pretty much, I'll try my best, and yeah, I'll try to make the icons possibly quickly, so that yeah, they can be added soon. Yeah.
Yes, by the way, sometimes you might just find ready-made icons that don't need much tweaking or don't need to be created from scratch. Either way, if those that you find have a license that we can use and attribute to, great. And if it works, but it'll take a little bit of getting used to, maybe, just because like any icon set or any set of things, you want to try to make them of the same style. And so there's a small collection today, like Ritik was saying, the easiest way to browse what that collection is, which ones have been defined and which ones have yet to be defined, it might be to just cruise through that interface in MeshMap, because all the icons are there. And plus that way you don't have to build the Meshery either. You could just go to the Meshery playground and take a look there. So
Yeah, that is a very good suggestion actually, because yeah, instead of running locally, I can just go and look at the playground. Yeah. So yeah, I will make sure to do that. And if I find any pre-made icons that we can use, I will inform the maintainers. And yeah, I guess I'll get some reviews on it. And if it's possible to use some pre-made icons, I will use them. And if it needs to be made, I will make them myself as well. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Ritik, Prem, and Sadil. So next item is again from converting class to function. So I already said it. Take your component, add it here, your name, and let's review it collectively. So moving on next, we have an update on connections from Senali.
Hi, actually, I think I missed my name.
Oh.
I'm Tejas.
Oh yeah. Okay, Tejas, I forgot to take your name. Apologies for that. But yeah, I suggested to add your names over here in this spreadsheet with the component and the PR. So let's get all the class to function based item reviewed collectively. If that's fine. Or if you have any blockers or question, you can ask now.
Actually, I have a question. Can I just share my screen?
Okay, all right. Are you sharing, Tejas? If
Yes. Okay. So, like, I actually had a doubt on this section. So there was this set available adapters, but the actually available adapters was not used anywhere. So this was giving an error due to ES linting. So after I commented this out, set available adapter options, the options object was was not used anywhere. So it is giving an error. For now, I have just disabled the unused bars to further run to run with the changes I have made. So what should be my course of action for this one?
So if it's not exactly used anywhere, you can just comment it out. There have been some parts of the code that are like depreciated and are not used now, but we need to be careful to check if it's like there are some things that just have a side effect because like the way the class-based components were shaped, like we're using a lot of side effects there, like we're updating the props, and as we move to functional components, we have to remove them. Like I've seen a couple of years, like we are just copying the same mistakes from the class-based components to the functional components, and that doesn't add any benefit, like having other than having like just the function definition. We need to remove them, and like as we move to functional components, that would actually benefit the code base overall. And coming to like exactly your questions, like there has been some parts of code that are not used in the class-based component, and if you can confirm it, you can just comment it out also. So that's not a problem.
Does that make sense, Tejas?
Yes, actually, his mic was a little, but yes, I got some things.
All right. Cool.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Senali, you're up next. Do we have Senali? Yeah, we do.
Okay. We have now we have
Wait,
connections.
hey, Sonali. Sonali, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do you have your new microphone by chance?
Yes, yes.
Okay. If you don't, you'll have to yell because people won't be able to hear.
Yeah. Now we have new connections in Meshery. So it is right now just showing the list of connection. So I have added that this status change new component. So now we can change the status of any connection.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, food for thought. And I don't know the answer to this, but just is it when you open up that drop down, or you open up the list to choose from it's quite colorful. It's pretty. The colors are more or less aligned to the semantic meaning of the state. So ignored being gray, connected being green, deleted being red. That's fairly universal in terms of how those colors are kind of used. Some of the rest is, blue is neutral, and discovered being warning, sort of, hey, pay attention to this and you might want to do something about it like that. I'm not sure what genius did that, but that makes a lot of sense to me. But my question here is, if those states are not active, I wonder if they should be colored. And it's just food for thought. So I don't know. Maybe it's better that they are colored so that people can read into the meaning of what they are. Or I don't know.
Right now, we can change any status. There's no any disabled status. But if there are any disabled status, I think we can add that disable, like similar as disable button. We can reduce some opacity and give that disable behavior.
Good. Uzeron, Uzer, is there any, wait, is he on?
Nope, he's not.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to, some Golang contributors will need to partner up and help ensure that the right behavior behind the scenes occurs when someone switches between states. And if you're on the call and you think that that might be you, or you're interested in these states and what they mean, and by the way, there will be different states available for different connections. Well, Sonali, is it okay? Did you have something else to share on this, or is it okay if I continue?
Yeah, that's only like we need some changes in the API here. That's thing. Once it's done, I think we can make this.
Right, got you.
That's all.
Very good. I'm going to share this for everyone else, just as a continuation of what Sonali is doing. She's bringing forth the ability for users of the Meshery UI client, of that client, to change state of a connection. So Meshery connects to all kinds of different, well, both managed and unmanaged infrastructure, or managed and unmanaged connections. That's something of a topic unto its own, which is kind of interesting. I just wanted to leave you all with a link if anyone's interested in the implementing a state machine on the back end. We're going to bring in a workflow engine. Meshery is finally at the point where it's the final architectural component for Meshery to go to 1.0 is a workflow engine. And so we're going to bring the workflow engine and help facilitate or the implementation of a state machine. One of many of its uses will be for managing connection status or managing connection state. So what happens when you upload a kube config and Meshery goes to connect to that Kubernetes or to the great many Kubernetes environments that you have inside that config? Well, it could go through a process like this. There's a couple of different perspectives about how that looks. And so something that you all can digest. If you prefer to look at those state transitions in a tabular format, this is how that looks. So this will be an area of active development just as we release 7.0, which is hopefully very soon. I'll drop a link to the slide.
All right. Thanks, Sonali and Lee. So Aritra, I would like to present your update on visibility query param.
So actually, like I have nothing to update. Like my PR is ready, but dependent PRs are not yet marked. I'm working on that. So like I can share, but like it will, like I have shared it already with the, like in the previous meeting. So
okay, go to the next.
All right. That's from Philip on mesh map snapshot fix. Do we have Philip? Okay, we do.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm creating I'm fixing snapshots for Meshery's mesh map. I was able to create a PR earlier this week. So our main focus is to move from Cypress to Playwright to be able to make this mesh map snapshots to work well. So mesh map snapshots captures snapshots of changes done in a particular pull request and how it relates to the infrastructure on the cloud or on the code base. So I had to create some playwright commands. I think just I my code editor to be able to see better. Yeah. So I created some utility functions for performing each test. I created a login function here to log into Meshery and perform test. I also had to create some viewport size and the intercept and modify request. The thing is that all these functions I created here, they are all implemented in Playwright, but I wasn't able to create most of them because Cypress and Playwright are quite different in running tests. So I had to create separate configurations for each of them here because Cypress has them inbuilt, but I had to create them here and define each of them here. So these are the utility functions that will run each test. Then the setup, Playwright setup is the one that performs all the tests at the same time. So with this I've done, I still have to still look into it and make more changes and make more improvements to it. Malik's own is just to replace Cypress with mesh map snapshots to capture and run each load design test. So that's what is going on here now. So all the functions, most of them have been implemented here for running each test for mesh maps to perform each captures. Any questions on this, please?
Yeah, Philip, does it work?
Oh yeah, it didn't really work at first. I still have to make some tests on it, but it's not really working. Let's put it that way. It's not really working, so I still have to look through it and.
Got you. But it sounds like it's quite promising though.
Yeah, it is. It's quite promising because from what I could see, we're able to like make changes because Cypress has everything built in, but Playwright, you have to like define each functions to perform each test. So it's I think by maybe next week we should have something up and running. So I'll be in touch with Malik to make things run smoothly and everything will be fine.
Yeah, nice. But so Mario, if you're on the call, you might have some perspective. This is in the snapshot GitHub action, the action that takes a screenshot of your design as it looks like in MeshMap and puts it onto a pull request. And as Cypress is displaced here with Playwright, there's a probability then that this is something of a prototype then for potentially using Playwright throughout Meshery. You have any perspective or comments, thoughts? Mario?
Yeah, specifically with the mesh map snapshot action. So the problems with Cypress, was there other problems besides the ones we were looking at? That there was like, maybe the repo use was invalid and it didn't have any YAML, so there was no, it seemed like it was not the good setup. Like, was there any other problems so we like tackle it?
Well, for Cypress, it's Abhishek who set it up, but I think he did a good job. I didn't really look into how Cypress was working. I just looked at some of the commands and how I would have imitated it in writing Playwright. But I think it did because initially it was working at the time, Cypress. So
yeah, the only issue I noticed was when we got a call, we were in a call in some of these meetings, and there was just a problem with some repo, and it just failed. And we just noticed that the repo is being used like probably they weren't supposed to be like, it was like a fork of layer 5 IO website. And then there was other repos like, but it seemed like if we want to
I think
improve
it was
our
Meshery,
usage
CI.
of, sorry, go ahead.
I think it was Meshery CI call. I think you're referring to what we discussed about some tests, right?
Yeah, I mean that was, but I mean like specifically to the mesh map snapshot action, like if we can like outline what improvements we're looking for, so we can evaluate in an objective manner, like if there are goals by investing into this other tool like will pay off. Like let's just build requirements about what are the shortcomings of the current tool, and then how this is solving them.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the test on the Meshery side, I don't know, like I guess that the way that the CI has been set up has some shortcomings, and my impression in the CI end-to-end test is that we're probably experiencing the same problems with another tool, but I'll stay optimistic and let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's all. I am working in some improvements in the CI overall process. So regardless of we keep using Cypress or not, we'll get like a stable CI environment. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's all. One question: where are the password taken from? Like, is that an environment variable, and inside the mesh map action? So it's passed to the login function, but where does that come from?
Oh,
how do we feed that value?
It's from the Meshery website being tested. So you log in with your username and your password. That's Meshery website. So this is a test for it.
Yeah, I understand, but my question is like, where do we source that data? Like, because this action can be used in different repositories.
Okay, yeah. He's going to Malik will write a different file that is a spec file for it. So he's going to use on it and test this function. So we just make this function call and include the variables, and everything will work perfectly.
So for now, this is not built into the action itself, right?
Not
as of yet.
This is just the configurations to run the actions. It's not built into the action yet.
Okay, got it. That's good.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Philip. So Anton would like to make some call for volunteers on quick open issues on design system, the Golang dependency upgrades.
I can go over it pretty quick, but I actually got to move to a next meeting right after this. I just right now the thing is to point out is we still have open issues in the system design system, but also want to point out that I am working on a PR to try to clean up and move some stuff around so that it can be a little bit easier for somebody brand new coming in and trying to figure out what to do. I do know that we are lacking a little bit on the README, so I'm aware of it, but I'm just trying to make sure that the whatever blockers, I'm trying to make sure that these are already solved before I put up the README. But we still have open issues on creating more icons, creating more components. We cover most of the component from Material UI. And now I'm working on creating a couple of the customized ones. So I have not made a release yet. I will probably do a pre-release sometime today so that anybody who wants to use it, just go ahead and start testing it. And for the SVG icons, the way it's been released now, you can use them, but anything new, we'll have to wait until I create another release for that. And lastly, for the
or some others that the 100 lucky blocks all way. That's a lot of lucky blocks.
Yes, that's a lot. Hold on, okay. And lastly, we were moving on to Go 1.21, and I already have a PR open for Meshery Kuma. and it's pretty much straightforward. Some of the adapters probably don't need that extra step to make sure that it's all done here. Some of them is already done from whenever I made the changes last time. So all you got to do is just change the number, do go mod sync, and then that's it. And pretty much it. But there are a couple a little bit behind on the mesh kit, so you just need to make changes there. But other than that, that PR can be something you can reference to make the changes across the rest of the adapters.
So if you're into Golang, well, geez, I guess you covered the whole span, Antoinette. If you're into Golang, Antoinette has an example PR up on the Meshery Kuma adapter, and that same procedure can be followed across the rest of the adapters. And then if you're into UI, or if you're into UX, because there is a difference, you can go see the work that, or go get involved in the work that Antoinette is doing in creating a new design system. And so we're just at the beginnings of that, more or less.
Yeah, hi. Can we get the GitHub repo link that
It's in
that's
chat,
being
Shadil.
Oh, okay, thank you. And I had one more question that I just noticed that the go tidy terminal command says that it requires go 1.19, or at least it supports until go 1.19 when running go tidy. So if we change go to go 1.21 in go.mod, so that's sometimes it says that. So is there a workaround of that, or is there a reason that we are not using go 1.19? Like why are we actually going into go 1.21? That is, I guess, I'm asking.
Over to you, Ms. Caldwell.
Oh, she dropped off for another meeting.
Okay.
Can I comment on that? Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah. So go 1.21 has more features than 1.19. So that's why it's been recommended in terms of compile time and some other features too. So it's being recommended to use the 1.21 to run it. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. And one more thing, that the issue that I had, that the go tidy command says that it supports up to go 1.19. So what is actually that about? Like if I try to
What's the Go
run
version
local,
system? What's the Go version on your machine?
I am currently in my local environment. It's go 1.19. But
So you
if
have to
I
upgrade to, okay.
Yeah. So I tried upgrading, but it says that go tidy command supports up to go 1.19. That's what it
Hey,
keeps telling me.
Shadil, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think you're totally right with your questions. And since we are 5 minutes over, so I'll request you to open your question on Discuss forum. I'll quickly share the link in chat or on Slack.
Yeah. Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, so Philip can follow up on that over there. All right. So okay, we missed a couple of topics. We'll be discussing them in the next call. If you need feedback, make sure you capture a video or screen recording, drop it on your pull request or on Discuss forum. Okay, so make sure you subscribe to the community calendar. And this week we have Meshery build and release meeting on Thursday that will be hosted by Pranav. So if you're into GitHub Actions, testing, so make sure you join that meeting. Plus tomorrow is the newcomers meeting. I see many of the newcomers join today. So make sure you not miss that meeting to get familiar with Layer 5 projects and the community. I'll quickly share the calendar in chat. Make sure you subscribe. And this meeting is live streamed on YouTube, so you can check out the recording anytime. And with that, all right, it's time to say bye. We'll meet next week, same time, same place. Bye all. We'll meet you on Slack.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.